Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So it's Friday, October 25th and it is payday. So I just did my weekly budget check-in video. So make sure you guys go check that out. And now I'm going to go through basically my paycheck to paycheck and my cash envelope stuffing and then my budgeting for the week. So a little background for those of you that are new. I get paid on a weekly basis, and so every Friday I budget out for the upcoming week. So this is a look at my monthly overview, and this planner is used strictly for budgeting. I use it for nothing else. So today is the 25th, and I did get paid today for my main job, and that is what I use to budget out all my bills and everything for. So I'm budgeting from this day to this day. Actually, technically the 26th to November 1st. So with that, I have, let me flip to the right page here. Oh, this is 4. I put on the wrong sticker here. Okay, well this really is paycheck 4, I promise. I just had a moment and put down the wrong sticker. I put down 2. Oops. Okay, so what I do here, so I have this set up. So this is what I do every Friday. I come in here and I list all the debts that I'm going to pay this week, all the bills, all of the expenses, all of my sinking funds. Then I write down what my income for the week was, and then down here I will write down basically my bills taken away from the income for the week, and then what I have to put towards my extra debt snowball this week. With the extra debt snowball, so every week in the month I take all that extra money as well as any extra money that I have in my expenses cash envelopes, and I put that all in one big lump sum payment toward whatever debt I am working on at that specific time. And then you will notice I'm writing smaller amounts down for debt and bills. These amounts that I'm taking out are a weekly amount. So because I get paid every week, so basically 4 times a month, I have figured it out and worked it out to where I cut that minimum payment by 4, or divided it by 4. That way I take out a fourth of that payment's due, or minimum bill, or minimum payment. I take out a fourth of that with every single paycheck, and I do that with all of my bills. So my debt, all my bills, my expenses, everything. It works easier for me. I do have a video on how to do that if you are a weekly pay period like me, or I also just uploaded one this past Monday for those who are a bi-weekly period. So go check that out if you are interested in knowing how to do that. But we're going to get started here. So the first debt that I'm going to write down, and I will zoom in for you, is Capital One. So Capital One, every week I pay $42.50. So all of that added up in 1 month would be $170, which is what I pay on that card once a month. PayPal is next. And PayPal, the weekly amount is $9.75. Sorry, I had to scoot my chair over. Next is OneMain. So this one every week is $76.25. And then we have Apple, and that one is $6.75. And we have Kohl's, which is the same, $6.75. And then the last one is the most expensive, which is my car payment, which is $153. Alright, so we will total these up. So we have $42.50, $9.75, $76.25, $6.75, $6.75 again, and $153. So $295. Now, obviously, I am on a debt-free journey. And I still have quite a ways to go, but I cannot wait for the day when I am able to take that $295 that I am paying every single week and be able to put it towards something fun, or savings, or something other than giving it to a debt account or a debt creditor, because that's really depressing. But we're on this journey together. We're gonna make it. We just have to keep going, keep pushing along every single day. You seriously cannot slack when you're on a debt-free journey or when you're working on paying off debt, because it's like if you give just a little because you want to go buy something, and then it's like compulsive, and then you just have to keep buying and buying. So it's really a lot better to just stay on track and not lose focus. So next we're going to go with bills. Sorry, kid interruption. Anyways, we don't have DirecTV or Dish or anything like that. No Netflix, so we just have Hulu, which is Hulu Live, and it's like $48.99 a month. So weekly amount on that is $12.25. Verizon. So this is for mine and my oldest son's cell phones. Is $25.50 a week. And then next is my car insurance. And I have had people recommend to me to pay it on a 6-month basis, which I think once I get a little more caught up on my debt, once I get some of these paid off, I will definitely consider doing that, because it does save you, I mean, not a absolute ton of money, but it does save a little bit. So once I get some of my debt accounts paid off, I will look into paying my car insurance 6 months at a time to kind of save myself a little money rather than doing it on a monthly basis. My kids' school account, which is their lunch account, is $17.50. And then my daughter's tumbling is $31.25. And she actually hasn't gone to tumbling for the past 2 weeks because she hurt her knee. So the doctor recommended that she take 2 weeks off to just kind of give her knee a little bit of time to heal. They think she maybe pulled a ligament in it. So we'll add these bills up and see what our total comes to. And oh, wait a second, I messed up. I'm trying to find my whiteout. Insurance, $80 is my monthly amount. $20 is my weekly amount. There we go, that's better. Okay, start over. So we have $12.25, $25.50, $20, $17.50, and $31.25 is $106.50. Alright, so next we go to expenses. And so first of all of these amounts up here I handle online, so I either keep the amounts in my checking account or they get transferred to my Capital One 360. The majority of them go to Capital One 360, and then expenses and sinking funds, those I pull out every week in cash and put into my cash envelopes, which you will see shortly. So the first expense that I have is rent. I do live in a family-owned house, so that is why my rent is so inexpensive. People ask me that all the time. It's $200 a month. So I am very fortunate that I am able to do that. So gas every week is $40. Groceries every week is $80. And then the last expense category is my spending, which I used to do 60, and then about 3 to 4 weeks ago I dropped it down to 40 because I was having a lot left over. So I just dropped spending down to 40, and it seems to be going pretty well. I still have some left over every week usually, but I'm going to keep it at 40. So we will go ahead and total up the expenses. We have 50, 40, 80, and 40. So $210 for expenses that I will pull out of the bank. And now is the exciting one. This is my most favorite thing to budget, is sinking funds. When I very first started budgeting, almost exactly a year ago, and FYI, side note, I started my debt-free and budgeting journey almost exactly 1 month ago. And I also have been on YouTube for almost a year ago. And I have also been on YouTube for almost a year. And I actually want to do a first year on YouTube type video, just to kind of share my experience and what it has been like and whatnot. But I posted my very first video on November 29th, 2018, and that is basically when I started budgeting. So it has been 11 months. So my 1-year anniversary of budgeting and going on my debt-free journey will be next month, so that's exciting. Anyways, car maintenance. So every week I take out $10 for car maintenance. Oh, and what I was saying was, when I very first started budgeting, obviously, money was really tight, and I had way more debt than I do now. I can't remember how many debt accounts I had, maybe like 12. And so all of my money was going towards debt. So once I kind of cracked on my budget and really took a look at my spending habits and tightened those up, I was able to put little increments towards my debt accounts, and a little bit at a time added up to quite a bit, and I was able to pay a lot of them off, which every time you pay off a debt, it kind of loosens up a little bit more money, which is then how you can start sinking funds. So if you're just starting budgeting and you don't have a lot or maybe any money left over after paying for the necessities like your debt, your bills, your expenses, all that, just wait, keep paying off your debt, and then little by little you will free up money to be able to start those sinking funds. So kids, every week I do 20. Now Christmas, I have been doing 20, but for the next, what did I decide? I think I decided 7 or 8 weeks, I'm going to put $100 in my sinking funds every week for Christmas. I just want to build my sinking fund up a little bit more before Black Friday, so I figure that is the best way to do it. So Christmas, we'll be getting $100 every week for the time being. Medical gets $5. Household is $15. Gifts is $10. And the last one is personal care. I don't have enough room to write care, so we're just going with personal, is $15. So we'll total the sinking funds up. So like I said, it's going to be a little bit more than it has been, and that's just because I'm upping my Christmas sinking fund a little. So sinking funds total for the week is $175, and I want to make sure that's right, because every time I sit down to start filming this video again, somebody comes up because they need something. Okay, so that's right, $175. It is sometimes really difficult to film when the kids are home. They could not need anything forever, and then the second I go to film, everybody needs something. It's like when you go to the bathroom. Nobody needs you. Nobody at all. You go to the bathroom, everybody, including the dog, is waiting at the door for you. Never fails. Okay, so now that we have our debt written down, our bills, our expenses, and our sinking funds, we now need to do income. So I actually, on a monthly basis, have 4 different income sources. 3 of them are online, and 1 is my full-time job, which every week for my full-time job I get $537. And then I have a part-time job that I also do online. It's just some bookkeeping for a local company. And forgot what I was doing there. That one this week was $275. So those are my 2 incomes that I budget with. So like I said, I also have 2 other online incomes. Obviously one is YouTube, and the other is Etsy, but I do not use those to budget out my debt, my bills, and my expenses and sinking funds, just because those amounts are variable every month. So I never know what I'm going to bring in from either one of those. So I use those to put first towards business expenses and to pay any taxes that I have for YouTube and Etsy. And then I also put the extra towards an extra debt snowball payment or savings or something like that, but I do not use it to budget this stuff. So, sorry, I have a tickle in my throat all of a sudden. So we're going to total my income up. Okay, so we have $537 and $275. So this week my income was $812. Okay, so down here, we're going to write, so we have our bills total, income, and then what we have left over that will go towards an extra debt snowball payment. So for the bills, we need to add up the first 4 sections here. So we have $295 plus $106.50 plus $210 plus $175. So our bills total for the week was $786.50. Our income is $812. So we're going to take that $812, subtract it from the $786.50, which brings us to $25.50. Now I know that does not sound like a lot to put towards debt snowball, but I also have the leftover Etsy and YouTube income, which I have to say that this month has been my biggest month on Etsy so far, the month of October. So I will do an income report for the month of October, either the very end of the month or the first part of November. I will do that so you guys can see. But so I have that. I have extra money from YouTube, and then I have the extra money that comes from my expenses envelopes that I don't spend throughout the week, which we'll get to that in a second. So I have extra money. So yes, this amount is not huge, but added up with all of the other extra incomes that I have, it does make quite a big difference. So don't be ashamed if all you have is $25 to put towards debt. Even $1, any amount that you can put to it is just as important as a bigger amount in the grand scheme of things. Okay, so we have all of the paycheck portion of it done. So now what we're going to do is I am going to get out my cash envelopes. So I am so proud of this. I posted a video let's see, it was Wednesday, of me setting up my new sinking funds binder, which is this right here. This is the Recollections binder. I got it at Michael's. However, I did link another one that you can get on Amazon in tons of different colors. I linked that down in the description below. It's under this section that says products and equipment I use. I linked that down there if you guys wanted to purchase one. And then I'm just going to run it through it quick. And that video that I posted Wednesday goes into more detail about it. But so I have in here all of my sinking funds, and I have to say this. So I said that I was putting these all in alphabetical order. I had Christmas first and then car maintenance, and I did not even realize it until one of my subscribers mentioned that car maintenance should come before Christmas. I could not believe that, so I had to switch those around, so thank you to those that noticed that and for pointing that out. I had a moment. So I'll just run through them quick. So I have car maintenance, Christmas, gifts, household, kids, medical, personal care, rent, which is not a sinking fund, it's an expense, but I still have it in here, and then savings. Now, I already have my $1,000 emergency fund savings, which is in my actual savings account at the bank, but I use this in case I have extra money that I want to put towards savings, and then my extra debt snowball envelope. And then in the back, here's some note pages. So, with these envelopes, so I got caught on something, you'll notice they're all personalized, all of mine are, and then on the back there's trackers on them so that I can write down the date, how much I put in or take out, and then what the balance is after. That way I can quickly just look at that rather than having to pull the money out and count it every time I want to know. So all of them have trackers on the back, and I do sell all of my envelopes in my Etsy shop, which is listed in the description down below. So you can get them either hole punched like these ones are, and then you can also get them with or without the tracker. And you can decide if you want the front label personalized or if you just want it blank. If you get it blank, and then also for the trackers on the back, you just use a wet erase marker. I have the Erin Condren wet erase markers. You write on there. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't smear, it doesn't wipe off. To wipe it off, you just use a wet wipe, and then same with the trackers. So they're completely reusable. If you don't get the personalized label on the front, you can change the category of the envelope. You can wipe that off, reuse your trackers. So they're really useful. So you can get them hole punched, or you can get them without a hole punch. For me, my 3 expenses envelopes I keep in my billfold, the gas, groceries, and spending. So I do not hole punch these, and I do not have trackers on these. I just put the receipts in the envelopes. So you can get them either way. You can get them non-hole punched, or you can get them hole punched. Like I said, all of that is listed in my Etsy shop, and I have so many designs of envelopes in there, so lots to choose from. So we will go ahead and get started here. I am going to set up my cash. I did already go to the bank on the way home, so that is done. Okay, I am ready. One tip I have is when you're doing sinking funds, and if it's kind of a long-term sinking fund, I recommend not doing anything that has ones, because your envelopes will fill up so fast and get so thick from all the ones. Car maintenance, I was doing $8 a week, but when you do the 3 extra dollar bills every single week, that's 12 bills a month plus your 5. My envelope filled up so fast, so it was made more sense for me to just bump it up $2 and go to a 10, and then my envelopes don't get so thick so fast. Just a little tip. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Open up my binder. And I'm not gonna go in order here, I'll go in order of what they are here. So the first one is car maintenance, which gets 10. So last week, I'm trying to figure out how, I think I'm gonna get this out of the way. Alright, I need to rearrange some things here, because this is just not working for me. This is the first time I've done cash envelopes with the sinking funds binder, and it takes up a little bit of room. Okay, there we go. Then we have this. That's a lot better. Okay, so we're last week when I stuffed my envelopes, car maintenance had 70 in it. So we will make sure it still does. I did switch out some, because obviously it had 7 $10 bills, so I switched them out. So we have 70 in there, and then I'm going to add 10. So this one is going to be at 80. And then what I do, I put that in there, and then I'm just going to take my wet erase marker. Today is the 25th. We are adding in 10. So my new total for car maintenance is 80. Next is Christmas, and like I said, I have been doing $20 a week, so you see last week I was at $360, but I upped it, and I'm going to keep it up to $100 for probably the next 7 or 8 weeks, just so I can get my sinking fund for Christmas up to where I want it to be by Black Friday. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 320, 340, 360, and then we're adding $100. So Christmas will now be at 460. So again, we're just going to jot down that today is the 25th. I am adding in 100. So we are at 460 rather than 360. So that'll really add up fast now that we're putting $100 towards it every week. Gifts is next. This is a newer sinking fund. This is only the 3rd week of having it. I do $10 a week, and last week it was at 20. So we do have 2 10s in here. We're going to add another. So we will put that guy at $30 for the week. And 30. Household is also a newer one for me. I think this is, yeah, the 3rd week of having this also. It gets 15, so we should be at 30, which we are, so we'll put in another 15. So 10 and 15. And then household, I'll use that to get like laundry detergent, lost my train of thought, like shampoo, conditioner, dishwashing soap, garbage bag, stuff like that. Next is kids. So if you guys watched my weekly budget check-in video, you know that I did take some money out of kids. So $40 went to pay for my son. My youngest son wanted to do a basketball camp that starts in November. That was $40. And then I took out $25 because my daughter wanted to do this babysitting clinic that they have coming up in a few weeks. It's an all-day thing for 5th to 7th graders, and then they'll also be CPR and first aid certified after the clinic. So she really wanted to do that because she wants to babysit this coming summer. So I took $25 out for that. So after I did that, we were at $75, which we were at $140 before I took those out. So it's really depressing taking out of a sinking fund, but that's exactly what it's there for. I have a really hard time because I like to see the numbers grow, not go down, but that's exactly what I set the sinking fund up for, was to be able to take out money when I needed it for the kids. So I just have to deal with it. So there should be 75 in here, so we have, oh, I have 80. I must have had $5 extra somewhere. So we have 80 in there, and then I'm adding 20. Kids gets $20 every week. So this one is going to be at 100. So we have 10, 25, and we're adding in 20. So the new total for kids is 100. Okay, next is medical. Medical I also just started. It's getting $5 a week, and so it just has 10. So I'll add another 5, which will put that sinking fund at $15 for the week. And then this one I use for, or I will use for, like if I have to pick up a prescription or a copay, anything like that. 10, 25, we're adding 5, total's at 15. Next is personal care. So this is my newest sinking fund, and this one I just started last week. So it only has 15, which is what I'm putting towards it every week. So we'll add another 15, which will put that one at 30. And then this one I'm going to use mainly for haircuts. So haircuts for my boys, my haircut, eyebrow wax. I don't get anything too crazy with my hair, so it's usually not that expensive. But 10, 25, so we're adding in 15, which makes the total 30. Now rent, again, is not a sinking fund, but last week we had 150, and I am adding in 50. So we will have 200, and my rent is going to be due on the 1st of November, so that will be perfect. I will be able to pay that. So we're adding in 50, which puts our total to 200. So that envelope is fully funded, and we will pay our rent. I'm not putting anything into savings this week, so now I am going to do my expenses quick, and then I'll come back to my sinking funds. So gas gets $40. I have nothing left in my gas envelope, so we are going to do 40. So that one is done. Groceries has $10 left over, so I'm putting that to the side. Groceries gets 80, so 50, 60, 70, 80. And I'll show you what I'm doing with the money that I put to the side in just a second here. So groceries is funded, and then spending has $20 left. I'm also putting that to the side, putting in 40. So spending is done. Okay, so, and I apologize about all the stop and going of this video. Oh my goodness, my kids are just extremely needy tonight. Okay, so leftover for this week from my 3 expenses envelopes is $30. So in the very back of my envelopes portion of my binder, I have a debt snowball envelope. So what I do is the money that I have left over every week from those envelopes, I used to roll over to the following week. So if I had $20 in spending, I'd stuff my envelope with 40, and then I would just add this to it, I'd have 60. But what I started doing September 13th was taking that money and putting it towards my extra debt snowball payment. So as you can see, a little bit has made a big amount. So in September, I was able to put $122 towards an extra debt snowball payment. And then so far in October, I'm at $109. So, and this is the last paycheck of the month, so I'm adding another $30 to that. So I have an extra $139 to put toward my debt snowball payment. So we should have $109, which we do. And like I said, we are adding $30 to that, so $139. So I'm really happy I started doing that, because that's, you don't even think about it, but in 2 months, $139 just from what is left over from my expenses every week. It really adds up pretty quickly. So we have $10.25, and I am adding in $30. So my debt snowball envelope is at $139. Okay, so that is all of my envelopes. Everything is stuffed. We're good to go. So what I will do now is my sinking funds binder, I will close up and it will go into my desk, and then I only bring it out when I am stuffing my envelopes or if I need to take something out of one of the sinking funds. And then these 3 expenses envelopes will get put into my billfold, and I take those with me because those are the 3 I use the most often, my spending, gas, and groceries. So I'll take those with me, and then I just put the receipts in the envelopes whenever I purchase something. And that is all I have for you guys today. So again, if you were interested in any of the envelopes, the hole punched ones or the regular ones, please see my Etsy shop, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Remember to like the video and subscribe, and then hit the notification bell so you are always alerted when I post new videos, which I've been trying really hard to post new videos every day. And I'm on a pretty good stretch of getting something put up every single day. And you guys are so good about watching my videos when they pop up that I've uploaded something. So thank you guys so much for that. But I will see you guys next time. Bye!